There we go. Tied at 10, not anymore. This time, Ratified is down. Here in double OT. We'll go at it again inside. Tampa Bay Gators are going to crash hole 19.
Time is happening in the Cardinals since 2000.
Welcome, Car Demolition League fans. It is time for the March 25th game day to begin. Miku, the Crash Cat, in the building with lots of love to give, I guess. She's a fan. And anyways, I should do the whole intro like this. Yes, Miku, I think you're right. I think that's what she's saying. But anyways, New Mexico Monsters and the Phoenix Firebirds will be leading off this game day. I can't even hit cut. It's just too funny. But New Mexico Monsters and the Phoenix Firebirds leading off this game day. Southern Division Showdown should be a fun one to watch. We're about to get down the field for that one. Also, we are going to have the Pittsburgh Destroyers and Philadelphia Demons going head-to-head. Little cross-state showdown there. And then the Chicago Wind Attack on the road against the San Francisco Shinobis. That is our main event. Tell them, Miku. You tell them. Let them know what's up. Tail on the... Sorry. Carrying on. We're professional here. Oklahoma City getting the win over the Edmonton Extreme, and 15-5 is the final of that one as I get into the D-League scores here. Cincinnati and Alaska ended their match in a tie, 15-15 final. Mexico City, a close one, but they get the win over Anaheim, 20-15, the final score in OT. Right. Let me know about it. Kansas City getting the 15-10 win over Vancouver. Utah getting the 15-5 win over Little Rock. Calgary, the 15-0 shutout win over Memphis. Then Baltimore over Syracuse in OT, 20-15 the final. Hoping Miku doesn't knock down the Crash Bowl trophy sitting right there. Just so it's safe. Oakland 15-0 over Winnipeg. We also had Montreal shutting down Richmond 15-0. The struggles continuing for the Reapers down in the D-League. And Rochester taking a 15-0 loss at the hands of the Orlando Rage. Kind of an upset right there. The only team with the bye in the D-League was Toronto. But moving back to the pro action that we got going on today, as a matter of fact, only two teams on the bye, which kind of normal for the pros here. Roswell, Aliens, and the Puerto Rico Players, they get the day off today. That being said, let's get down to the field for our first game. Miku's begging for it, I think. New Mexico Monsters, Phoenix Firebirds, only on CDL Live. Let's get down to the field. Welcome, CDL fans, to another game day here in the Car Demolition League, and leading off this game day, Southern Division action. About to see the New Mexico Monsters on the road against the Phoenix Firebirds. Two teams that kind of in the midst of a struggle, I guess you could say. Very tough division, things very close in the Western Conference in general. Right now, only two games separate in the 8th and final playoff seed from dead last place in the conference. San Jose is in 8th with 24 points, Denver in 21st with 18 points. So it goes to show how close the Western Conference is, and we got two teams out here ready to compete today. One of the teams with 18 points, since there's a 6-team deadlock for last place pretty much, well, 16th place, but the New Mexico Monsters, one of those teams sitting 17th in the conference, and they are on the road to take on the Phoenix Firebirds. Firebirds with 22 points on the season. They currently sit 11th in the Western Conference, as of course coming into this game day. Who knows how it could develop once it's all done. We got so many teams so close in the standings. It could just be anywhere, man. Who knows? But New Mexico, a record of 6 wins and 7 losses on the season, no ties or overtime losses. And the Phoenix Firebirds, a record of 7 wins, 5 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. So really 2 evenly matched teams, at least they are on paper, going head to head. New Mexico, strong team from last year. Last year they were the number 2 overall seed in the Western Conference. They've had their struggles so far this season. As for the Phoenix Firebirds, Green Arrow's been pretty good from the front runner spot. Mika's been excellent from the middleman spot. So you gotta wonder if that can continue here today. Mika, gray, Indian, silver, Indy, all 3 cars the same model, and for some reason this year they've all been very good defensively. And Mika lined up right across from Futurama should be very interesting to see if it comes down to that. So with all that being said, we're going to get these cars greased, and while we do that, you guys get a look at the lineups. New Mexico Monsters, Phoenix Firebirds.
Like a monster.
Alright, here we go. We've got the first 2 cars ready to come out and go at it. As X-Wing from the New Mexico Monsters and Green Arrow out there for the Phoenix Firebirds. So game on, almost at interference. There is none. Both cars are going to be down off screen. X-Wing coming really like centimeters away from getting an interference call that would have saved both of them. But nonetheless, we are tied at 5, and we do get to see this matchup rather quickly. Futurama out there for the New Mexico Monsters, and Mika out there for the Phoenix Firebirds, and Mika doesn't stand a chance here today. He goes straight down. So the score, 10-5. New Mexico in the lead, which brings out stock 34 from Phoenix's captain spot. Looking to tie things back up. 2 solid defensive cars, just how solid can they be right now? So a little bit of desperation maybe for Futurama, who's had an up and down season. But nonetheless, it has a good flip to his credit here today. And looking for that 2-0 day in the win, which is out there up for grabs right now. As both teams play from opposite sides of the field where they came. Good match between the 2 so far. You see defense in effect for both sides. And this one ends up 15-5. Definitely a closer game than what the score, the final score, would tell. Of course, that would mean that stock 34 did go down here. He's put out an absolutely amazing effort here. These 2 continue to battle, and stock 34 will get a flip there. So Futurama coming up short of getting the win, goes 1-1 to finish his day, which brings out Synchro for the Monsters. Game tied at 10. And stock 34 having to pull out all the stops. Yeah, I wonder if he's out of gas, so to speak. And not at all. Takes down Synchro. 15-10, New Mexico in the lead. Which now brings out Governor 2 for the New Mexico Monsters. Trying to force overtime. Almost went down there. Stock 34 going for a 3-0 day in the win. The interference there, but both cars still up. And the battle will continue between these 2. That time, definitely an interference there. Governor 2 staying up, but on top of a bunch of other bags of cars, and that's how we separate the teams, is by bag and sitting on top of a bunch of other teams there. So that actually saved stock 34. So now can stock 34 take advantage of that? Governor 2, he's a very lightweight car, and stock 34 being heavier proves to be the key. Maybe, perhaps. But definitely hanging on very well defensively and able to go 3-0 and get the Firebirds the win. 15-10 the final score. What a way to start off this March 25th edition of CDL Live. Incredible stuff. Phoenix Firebirds walking away with the win here today. 15-10 the final. And you gotta wonder what that will do overall in the division standings here. Now, Phoenix now up to 25 points. If Houston were to take a loss today, the current Southern Division leaders, Houston's at 29 points. So teams that can kind of catch up, I mean, they're not going to lose the lead in the division today. They got a 4-point spread on Roswell, who came in here to this game day with 25 points, but Roswell has a bye today. So San Antonio with 23, and then Phoenix and Dallas and New Orleans all with 22 points. So Phoenix breaking ahead of that gap. So a big win for the Firebirds here at home against the Monsters. We're going to have some highlights coming up, and you can check out some of the action that's gone around the league, or is about to happen around the league. But nonetheless, we're going to give you the highlights, first set of them. And then when we come back, folks, we'll be ready for our mid-feature, which is going to be Epic Cross PA Showdown. Two teams that don't exactly like each other, even though they're not in the same division. But Pittsburgh Destroyers, Gregory Fox's squad, on the road against Tim Geiser's Philadelphia Demons. That's going to be the next game that you actually see in its whole entire completion. Two good teams going in it, both with a reason to play. Of course, Philadelphia currently the top seed in the league. For that matter, they are currently first place in the whole entire league right now, so big game for them. They want to hang on to that spot. As for the Pittsburgh Destroyers, they come to this game day actually sitting 7th place in the Eastern Conference and trying not to slip and lose ground to Cleveland and Boston and Bradford. All teams that are right behind them by 3 points or less, folks. So definitely Pittsburgh could be a victim of circumstance, if you will, if they lost and other teams got the win on them. But nonetheless, they currently sit second in that Northern Division. They want to make up ground on Dayton, currently leads there. That being said, for these two squads, what lies ahead for these two? Well, Phoenix with that win goes 8-5, 0-1, and their next game that they are going to have, March 28th game day, it'll come along, the Phoenix Firebirds, home against the San Diego Lightning, and well, you know, that game's going to be on CDL Live. Simple fact between those two teams is that they're huge rivals. Ever since '97, they're two of the CDL's original 6. So two teams that don't like each other there, going head to head. So should be an entertaining one between those two. As for the New Mexico Monsters, they will find themselves on the home side of the field against the Portland Panthers. Not going to be on CDL Live on that game day, but nonetheless, should be a pretty entertaining matchup. Portland, one of those teams that has really stepped up this year. And you're about to see them in the first set of highlights, so well, at the tail end of it, because they had to play against Minnesota today, or they have to, I should say. But let's just run through the highlights, and we'll be back with that Philly-Pittsburgh game, only on CDL Live. Stay tuned.
We're back, and you just saw the Phoenix Firebirds beat the New Mexico Monsters 15-10. It was a good game. Isn't that right, Mr. Bigglesworth? All I asked for was a frickin' rotating chair. Anyways, moving on along, let's get to the highlights here from this March 25th game day, the first set of them, because you know there's going to be two, but yeah, let's get to the first set of the highlights here on CDLI, March 25th edition. Come now, Mr. Bigglesworth, step.
So we start off the highlight reel with the Atlanta Avengers, Carolina Wildcats. Supra making an impact right away here in this Southeast Division battle. As you see, he'll take down Mello 51 right away here. So it's 5-0 Atlanta. And then out there against Dragon Jr., almost interference in slow-mo here. Both cars are down, but Atlanta getting the 10-5 lead that would set up this matchup. Clown up there against Wen from Carolina, the number 2 overall pick of Wen. Atlanta going for their second win, and also close right there to getting it. When good survival technique. How is he able to do it? Able to dance his way back up, and needless to say, the match goes on between Clown and Wen. Game on the line, and Clown has a flip, and Atlanta gets their second win of the season. They go to a record of 2-10, 1-2. Both teams that they've beaten this year is Carolina. They beat Carolina twice. That being said, a good day for Clown. Really getting the job done there when he had to. 1-0 day for him, and he gets his team the win.
Moving on along, Detroit Devils go on to Outlaws, Sonic Boom, and Cloud Cutter starting off this game. Cloud Cutter pretty good defensively. He's a rookie, but he gets taken down there. So Sonic Boom getting the lead for Gowanda, but then gets taken down by Black Dragon. So we're tied at 5. So now, the matchup between Black Dragon and Lamborghini, and both cars down. We got a 10-10 game. Brings out Hammer for the Outlaws to take on Padawan from the Detroit side. So these two go at it. Solid battle between these two, as you see some solid collisions by Hammer. He sends Padawan off screen, but then Padawan surviving one, but can't survive the next one there, as you saw. So now Black 3 trying to force overtime. Not going to happen. Hammer getting the game-winning flip, and it'd be over. Final score, 15-10. Gowanda Outlaws getting the win over the Detroit Devils. 2-0 day for Hammer. So we move along with this Southeast Division matchup. Washington Patriots heavily favored against the Miami Mafia, but the Mafia have Monkey getting them the early lead. 5-0 as he took down Red Ferrari Jr. Make it 10-0. His landlord went down. Now out there against Ratitude, and off screen, yes, Ratitude is down. Both cars down there, as a matter of fact. 15-5 the final score, and the Miami Mafia pick up just their 4th win of the season, defeating the 9-5, well now 9-6 Washington Patriots. A 2-0-1 day for Monkey of the Miami Mafia, helping them to get just their 4th win of the season. Move on to the matchup between the Green Bay Dragons and the Hartford Homies, and it was Inquisitor and Indy 5 off of like the very first collision. They were taking each other down. Move on to Shell against Redemption. Redemption gives Hartford the 10-5 lead, but is quickly tied up by Toy Soldier, all even at 10 here now. So that brought out 46 Jr. 46 Jr., the heavyweight. Toy Soldier, good defensively, but lightweight. Both cars go down, and we head into overtime. Rocket Oil out there for Green Bay. And for Hartford, Silver and Black Tack Jr. So these two going at it here, and it would be Silver and Black Tack Jr. getting the job done. Kind of a throwback matchup there. Both models of each car have been in the league a while, but needless to say, good win for Hartford, 20-15 in OT. So we move to the Western Conference. Nashville Nighthawks, Seattle Lumberjacks, and it was the Nashville Nighthawks favored on paper, and Dark Dragon going down at the hands of Orangeville. 5-0 Nashville, proven paper to be correct so far. And now Darkwing is down. So Orangeville really proving it out to that 2-0 start. Now takes on Buzz-Off. Orangeville looking for the shutout here. Buzz-Off trying to keep Seattle in the game. Good fight that would happen between these two. Some solid collisions, but in the end, Buzz-Off keeping Seattle in the game. Gets the flip. It's 10-5. Brings out No Fear now. And you're going to see this right here. You might have to get this in slow motion. Right to the bottom left of your screen, you'll see the wheels of Buzz-Off. Right there, and you see me grabbing them at that point. Yes, so a timeout would be taken by Seattle. Last year that would have been a DQ. But that being said, Seattle taking the timeout. Wheels get put back on. They needed to take it, or else it would have been a loss. That being said, the match would continue. And it would be over just about as quick. So No Fear getting the flip, stepping up when he had to, going 1-0 himself, and then like a point-set match between Orangeville and No Fear working together. The Nashville Nighthawks getting the win over the Seattle Lumberjacks. 15-5, the final. Last Southeast Division battle to go through on this game day. Tampa Bay Gators, Jacksonville Bangums, Phantom out there first forward, the defending Eastern Conference champions, and he would be off to a good start. Takes down Zap, now out there against Testarossa. 2 smash mouth cars going head to head, and Phantom off to the 2-0 start, but in comes Black Spectite, adding the defensive dimension to this game. Both teams having a tough time this season, quite frankly, but Black Spectite able to keep Jacksonville in this thing. Keep in mind they're 4-9 coming into this game day. Out there against Battle now is Black Spectite. Gets the flip on him to tie the game up at 10. Now out there against 2015 MVP 47 Ronin. He and Black Spectite going at it here, and they would both be down. So overtime we go. Ratified out there for the Gators. RDO6 Jr. out there for the Bangums. And here we go in OT. Some good defensive moves by RDO6, as you're going to see right here in slow motion. Unbelievable stuff by RDO6. Such a talented car. And the battle would carry on here. And in the end, off screen, just an inch away from my toes, matter of fact, being the ref and announcer at the same time. But yes, just an inch away from my toe there as matters back, avoiding the interference. But he wishes that he made an interference contact. Ratified was down, and in the end, 20-15 the final score. Jacksonville Bangham's getting the win over the Tampa Bay Gators. So we move on along with the matchup between the Milwaukee Mob and the Boston Vandals, and Nitro going to play a huge role in this game, as you're going to see in more ways than one. Out there against Hot Tub Jr. to start this game off. Hot Tub Jr. would go down there, so Nitro getting the 5-0 lead for Boston. Just trying to get above the 500 mark today. They're 7-7. That being said, Monty Jr. getting some good offensive chances against Nitro here, as you see in their battle that they're having in this match, and eventually Nitro gets the win, but that brought out Cartman, and Cartman was on point today. The rookie from the Milwaukee Mob, making his presence felt, so good defensively, just a true acrobat when it comes to toy cars that Cartman is, and this is where it gets noticed. This is the first, the second impact Nitro has on the game. Timeout called to repair a wheel that got knocked off of Nitro here. So Nitro now with his wheel repaired, trying to get the shutout, and Cartman just too much defensively. Nitro getting the good offensive chances, Cartman coming up with the answers. The fight continuing here. Nitro again staying up. Battle goes on, and this time Nitro is down. So we got a 10-5 game. Now Cartman out there against Blue Dragon 2 from the Boston side. And Blue Dragon 2 down, but saved by an interference. Battle continuing on. And this one, look at that, in slow motion, somehow able to stay up. Cartman's just great, amazing stuff. And this time able to stay up yet again. Both cars putting on a hell of a show, no doubt about it. But in the end, it is going to lead to a good flip right there. So Blue Dragon 2 down, Cartman tying the game at 10 apiece. And you're going to see a couple of slow-mos right there. That's right, Cartman's defense. And then on the flip, Mama put him in a K-pop video. What else can be said? Now he takes on Vendetta. And Vendetta up to the task today. You're going to see him going and giving Cartman all of his money's worth, if you will. Looking for the words to say, but needless to say, a good matchup. But Vendetta wins the matchup. So 15-10, Boston regaining the lead. So now, trying to get the win here is Vendetta, and the wheels pop off. One problem with that. Okay, you see Toyota, he is down. So would have been a win right there had the wheels stayed in. Boston doesn't have the timeout to call to fix the wheels, so that is a disqualification. Vendetta out of the game. And yes, we were heading into overtime. Toyota got to get back up and compete. Here against Mach 5-3, they would go at it, and off screen, Mach 5-3 was down, and the Milwaukee Mob, through really some sheer luck, able to get the win. Yeah, you can't discredit the skill of Cartman in this game, but still, very lucky to come away with the OT win here. 20-15, the final. The Mob getting the win over the Vandals. And we end the first set of our highlights with a matchup between the Minnesota Maniacs and the Portland Panthers. And before you can blink your eyes, yes, that is Green 7 taken down. Purple Fire brought out Monty. And Monty was on point today, as you are going to see. You just saw right there, and you're going to see more of it. Really quick, 10-5 Portland in the lead. Monty doing his thing. And really quick, it's 15-10. So 2-0-1 day for Monty here in this game day. That brought out who? Looking to finish it off. He's out there against Diablo 2. Diablo 2 trying to force overtime, and does. So Minnesota forcing OT. Diablo 2 facing off now with 1975 in overtime. He had quite a few overtimes in this first half of games. Never tell with the CDL. We get some unpredictable stuff, but tell you what, some great battling right there. 1975 getting the flip, and the Portland Panthers hanging on to get the win in OT. 2015, the final score. And we are back from those first set of highlights. Hope you enjoyed, folks, and yeah, hoping your team won. No matter who you root for, I'm rooting for everybody. How about that? America! Miko the Crash Cat is just making this one a disaster. It is just funny to see our mascot do what she does. It really is. Anyways, moving on along, got our next game coming up. Our mid-feature And definitely worthy of main event status when you think about the rivalry these two teams have had over the years. But Pittsburgh Destroyers, Philadelphia Demons, at one time, yes, divisional rivals if I remember correctly. But no, trying to think. Are they ever? Well, needless to say, they are rivals, especially the owners, Gregory Fox and Tim Geiser. That being said, let's get down to the field for this matchup. Pittsburgh Destroyers, Philadelphia Demons.
Well, CDL fans, hope you enjoyed those highlights, and I'm pretty sure I put it in there. Gonna have the little bit of the highlights of the repair process for a certain car. So, nonetheless, carrying on here, Philadelphia Demons, Pittsburgh Destroyers here on this March 25th edition of CDL Live. The full game about to be going down. Pittsburgh coming into this game, sitting 7th place in the Eastern Conference, 23 points on the season. I'm pretty sure I described their situation already. Only 3 points behind the Dayton Rebels for first place in the Northern Division. While the Philadelphia Demons, they come to this game with 35 points, which is most in the league. Pittsburgh's record, 7 wins, 5 losses, 1 tie, no overtime losses. Philadelphia with a record of 11 wins, 1 loss in regulation, no ties, and 2 overtime losses. So, pretty good record. And right now, it's the best record in the league. So, should be quite the interesting matchup. Two cross-state rivals going at it, Pittsburgh and Philly. Gregory Fox's Destroyers, Tim Geiser's Philadelphia Demons. It's going to be Green Blaze leading the way off, but it's going to be taking on Green Demon. Matter of fact, while I'm doing this, all this stuff, let's get a look at the lineups. Pittsburgh Destroyers, Philadelphia Demons. And here we go. Green Blaze out there for the Destroyers. Green Demon, the rookie, out there for Philly, for the Demons. And good collision there, but interference. So, staying on their own sides. Two solid defensive cars. And could there be a difference in experience level? Maybe it doesn't mean a thing. Green Blaze going down. The rookie Green Demon giving Philadelphia a 5-0 lead. And that brings out Yellow Custom for the Destroyers. And that time, both cars staying up. Switching sides here. They will go at it yet again. And this time switching back to their own sides. An interference there. This one saving Yellow Custom. Saved himself. So going at it yet another time here. And the Gray's shot there, close to an interference, just goes wide of my knee there. And we've got a 10-0 game. Yellow Custom is down. So, 10-0 Demons in the lead, making short work of the Destroyers as of so far. What Jr. now out there for the Destroyers, looking to keep him in this game as he takes on the rookie Green Demon. 2-0 going for the shutout. Almost went down there, but Green Demon doing a little breakdance and yet again able to stay up. Switching sides now with What Jr. And this time What Jr. takes Green Demon down. And the score, 10-5. Pittsburgh fighting back here. And now that brings out Pink Indy. Definite Hall of Famer for the future here. And I actually hit the wipe the top of them now. Starting to lose grip on some of these vehicles, which can be problematic. Can lead to problems, can't get good rolls in. You can already sense just by grabbing him. Know he's going to be a tough one to roll. So here we go, as I look for that grip. Still can't find it. Just looking for that right grip to get. You need that kind of stuff. Oh, here we go. About as good as we can get it there. Both cars staying up, going at it again. That'll continue in here. between Pink Indy and What Junior. Both cars again staying up, taking their own sides now. This time, What Junior is down. The game has come to its end. Pink Indy able to get the job done. And it's a 15-5 final score. So good win for the Philadelphia Demons, who get up to 38 points on the season, a 12-1, 0-2 record. Just fantastic stuff coming out of Tim Geiser's Demons here this season. Pittsburgh falling to a record here of 7-6-1-0, and you'll get to see them on the next game day. Quite an interesting thing is they will go head-to-head with the Dayton Rebels. And hey, if Dayton loses, it could be for the lead in the Northern Division. Quite possibly. They just need certain things to happen for them now. As for the Philadelphia Demons, a should-win game coming up on that March 28th game day for them. Demons at the Miami Mafia. So that's on the March 28th game day. But we still got more stuff happening on this game day. As a matter of fact, more highlights coming up from the rest of the games in the league. And at the very end, our main event should be an epic battle. We got the 10-3 Chicago Wind Attack on the road against the 9-3, 0-2 San Francisco Shinobis. If the playoffs started today here in the Western Conference, well, this is two Eastern Conference, but out in the West, if the playoffs started today, these two teams would be playing against each other in the first round of the playoffs as the 4-5 seed. So Chicago, San Francisco, coming up in our main event, Wind Attack and Shinobis, but more highlights coming up, so stay tuned, folks, to CDL Live. So there you have it, folks, a 15-5 win for the Demons, taking down the Pittsburgh Destroyers. Miku's still letting her feelings be felt there, folks. Verbally, she's speaking to y'all and to me. What she wants, Friskies, or she's in heat. One of the two. Anyhow, moving on along, second set of highlights. Let's go around the league, take a look at a little bit more of the action that happened today. And we set off the second set of highlights with the Denver Mustangs and San Jose Storm, and right off of one of the very early collisions, Purple Custo off screen and down against 48 Hours. That brought out Red Dead, a good defensive car. The rookie goes down though, so 48 Hours, finding his groove. 2-0 start, now takes on Teardrop from the Denver Mustangs side. And these two would go at it. Two solid defense cars. Look at this move. Yes, mama, I can do cartwheels. And needless to say, the battle going on almost right away there. And this time, don't believe me, just watch, says 48 Hours getting the flip. 15-0, serves donuts for dinner. The San Jose Storm getting the shutout win over the Mustangs. So we move on to a game that was highly competitive between the Twisters and the Lightning, and it was Rowdy and 7 Series leading the way in this game. Smash mouth offense, some good barrel rolls right there, but Rowdy is going to end up getting the advantage right away, and he takes down 7 Series 5-0. St. Louis Twisters in the lead, brought out 24 Hours. He would be competing there and getting the flip on Rowdy. Then out there against Silver Indy, both cars down. We have a 10-10 game. So Mr. Freeze out there against the rookie Hot Goat, and Mr. Freeze is down. 15-10, Lightning in the lead. So Diablo 1 out there for the Twisters, trying to force overtime and does so. So Diablo 1 out there for the Twisters. Dirty Snow out there for the Lightning in overtime. Yes, yet another overtime game on this game day, but Dirty Snow doing his dirty deeds and getting the job done. 20-15 the final in OT. The San Diego Lightning getting the win over the St. Louis Twisters. So we move on along with the matchup between the Indianapolis Reapers and the Los Angeles Blades, and it was Gold Z28 getting the early flip here on Far Future. 5-0 Reapers in the lead, looking for what would be a huge upset, but Pink Indy Jr. tying things up. Now he takes on Blue Indy, a solid matchup between these two, but in the end, Blue Indy getting the flip there, and now out there against Greelina. One flip away from what would be a huge upset, taking on Greelina here. It's a 10-5 game, and off screen there, Greelina is down, and the game is over. The Blades taking just their third loss of the season. They fall to 11-3. Indianapolis improving to 7-6-0-1, but the Reapers getting a surprising win. Shocking upset there. They defeat the Blades 15-5. Good win for Indy. And a 2-0 day for Blue Indy.
So we head back to the Eastern Conference. Bradford Brawlers, New York Empire challenge, setting the tone here is he'll be able to get a flip on the massive Escalade, but Escalade down. So 5-0 New York. That brought out Uncle Sam. He ties game up at 5 for the Brawlers, but enter Enzo 1. On point right there. 10-5 Empire back in the lead now. Off-screen Spine Buster is down and out. Game over. 15-5 the final. One that moved relatively quick right there. The Empire. Solid win for them, not even having to rely on the franchise Black Bullet 2. Enzo 1 going 2-0. Empire getting the 15-5 win over the Bradford Brawlers. Back to the Western Conference, Idaho Cowboys, Nevada Thunder, and Yellow Spider. Talk about the fight that comes out of one car. He showed some fight today, taking on RDO2 to open up this game. Some great collisions going on. Playing great defensively. Not bad for a smash mouth car. He's not considered to be a defensive car. He's considered to be a smash mouth offensive style of the car, and able to get the flip there on RDO2. Now taking on MX Drakester, and it wouldn't take too long to take MX Drakester out of the game. So 2-0 day for Yellow Spider. Now taking on Governor, and a good move by Governor, able to stay alive there. It's a 10-0 game with, of course, Nevada in the lead. The two would battle it out, and then this time Yellow Spider down off screen, almost an interference, but staying clear of any obstacles was Governor. He was down as well. 15-5 the final score. The Nevada Thunder getting the win over the Idaho Cowboys. Yellow Spider having an impressive 2-0-1 day to get his team the win. So moving on to a showdown in the great state of Texas. Dallas Lone Stars got Watts up out there, and it's Sweet 16 out there for the San Antonio Kings, and Sweet 16 is down right there. So Watts up getting the 5-0 lead, but quickly taken down by RPG, so all of a sudden 5-5. Great Indy out there for Dallas. He gets taken down in RPG off to the 2-0 start. 10-5 game. Kings in the lead. Reptile now out there, and the rookie tying the game up at 10. So it sets up the matchup. Reptile out there against Motoblade Jr. The two going head-to-head here. And wouldn't take real long for this to happen. Reptile proving his worth and how tough he can be right there. Goes 2-0 and then quickly going to 3-0 and getting the win here. 3-0 game day for Reptile. The Dallas Lone Stars getting the big divisional win. 15-10 the final score. So we move on along to a matchup between the Dayton Rebels and the New Jersey Bandits, and it was a good one. As you see right here, El Rey and Lamborghini starting off the game, and El Rey would have a flip 5-0 Dayton in the lead, but it brought out Kid Custom, who was looking pretty sharp in this game as he battled it out here with El Rey, and we get the flip on El Rey. Now out there against Zapper from the Dayton side, and a move by Kid Custom right here. Take a look at this again. Slow motion here. Dual barrel roll. Able to stay alive and in it. And in the end, both cars going down. So we were tied at 10. 1-0-1 day for Kid Custom on the New Jersey side. But yes, that is Toe out there for the Dayton Rebels. And that is Power Pistons out there for the Bandits. And look at this move by Toe. In slow motion. Dual barrel roll. I know I said it twice. But hey, it's just so nice. And that was nice. Good flip by Power Pistons. Now out there against Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero trying to force overtime for Dayton in a 15-10 game here. And of course, Power Pistons, too darn good, showing why he was the number 1 overall pick of the draft. And look at this. This was pretty. Not only does he get the flip, able to stay up himself here. A good 2-0 day for Power Pistons, getting the job done. 15-10 the final. The New Jersey Bandits getting the win over the Dayton Rebels. So we move on along to a Southern Division matchup that became an instant classic. Elite and White Ferrari. Folks, don't let the final score fool you. Epic battles in this game. You see White Ferrari and Elite going at it. They got linked up together there as the match would continue on. And it would go on for quite a while. These two cars just showing off their talent, showcasing it. That's what I'm looking for. Look at White Ferrari here in the slow motion, able to somehow roll himself back up, stay in the game. Such a good fight that happened between. And keep in mind, right now at this point, yes, we are still scoreless. the game continuing on. Great collisions, great offensive chances being had, and this time it finally pays off for Elite. After that long battle, he prevails 5-0 New Orleans, and now out there against Nickel and Diamond, and Nickel and Diamond quickly tying the game up, but he would quickly get ousted by Golden Rat. So now it's a 10-5 game, Gladiators in the lead. That brought out Racer X, trying to keep the Oilers in this game, and boy, he came very close to doing so. And this was another one of these epic battles that we had during this game. As you see, just some great talent by Racer X here in slow motion, somehow able to stay up and keep in the fight. And you will see this a couple of times from Racer X. We're actually going to have like his greatest hits almost here as we get, yes, another look at Racer X. Somehow, some way, again, able to stay up. And this would continue for Racer X here. All the chances, Golden Rat getting some good offensive chances. Yet again, do a barrel roll, deep frying me a Twinkie. How is Racer X doing it? We just don't know, but in the end, he will go down there. So, Golden Rat finally prevailing, getting his team the win. Final score, 15-5. The Gladiators getting the win over the Oilers. Golden Rat having himself a big 2-0 day. So, good win for the Gladiators. And our last highlight to go through, Cleveland Wolves and the Buffalo Warriors, and it was Octanium out to an early start, getting the job done, takes Inferno down 5-0 Cleveland in the lead. That would bring out Tyrell, who gets sat down right away. Big surprise right there. Octanium doing his business. Now takes on what as he goes for the shutout here, and a good little battle that developed between these two defensive cars, but in the end, it was what getting the upper hand. So, 10-5, what trying to keep Buffalo in the game now out there against Aqua Ferrari. Aqua Ferrari, of course, kind of a smash-mouth offensive car, and staying up off screen was what right there, and coming back to get the flip. So he starts off 2-0, and now goes head-to-head with Bully Goat. Game tied at 10. Two good defensive cars out there. Weight advantage in What's favor. Almost able to get a flip there. They would go at it a little bit more. So close to an interference there, too, needless to say. But that being said, matchup continuing, and both cars staying up, but in the end, they both go down. So we got a 15-15 game. Junk in the Trunk comes out for the Wolves. Wheelin' Dealin' comes out for the Warriors. Tied at 15, we head into overtime. Or overtime, as Rick Generette would say, and makes sense with Buffalo, but in the end, Junk in the Trunk, getting the flip and getting the win in a battle of custom-built cars, as a matter of fact, there in OT. But the Wolves coming out on top, 20-15, the final score in overtime. Well, folks, the time has come for our main event here on this March 25th edition of CDL Live. Chicago Wind Attack and the San Francisco Shinobis. Someone could predict that this could be a Western Conference Finals. I don't know if it'd be me, but yeah, I wouldn't. How to put this? I'd be inclined to believe the person that came out of the time portal and told me that was the case. But needless to say, Wind Attack and Shinobis going head to head on this March 25th game day. It's our main event. Let's get down to the field. Miku, you got anything to say to our viewers? So let's check in with her. She might have something to say. As we this is kind of the last one for this game day. You might see her like this for next couple of game days. Let's put it that way. And it's all love from Miku, all Crash Cat love. All right, let's get down to the field. Our main event.
This is game time, and it's game time, and the madness fly. Show the strength that just can't be defined.
All right, folks, we are back here on CDL Live for our main event of this March 25th game day. The Chicago Wind Attack on the road to go head-to-head with the San Francisco Shinobis. Should be a fun one here, and two solid teams going head-to-head. Couldn't ask for anything more. Chicago comes to this game with a record of 10 wins, 3 losses. No ties or overtime losses. 30 points on the season, trying to keep up the pace with the Nashville Nighthawks, who got their way up to 35 points. Chicago trying to hang on to that and trying to hang on to the 4th spot in the conference against the team that currently sits in 5th place in the West, the San Francisco Shinobis. 9 wins, 3 losses, no ties, and 2 overtime losses. Puts them at 29 points on the season. And after LA's loss today, you know the Shinobis would love to close the gap They sit just 4 points behind the Blades. If they can get a win today, they'll be only 1 point behind them. Huge matchup. Both teams going head to head here. And, yeah, should be fun to watch. So, that being said, I was about to say, though, my father owns one team, my mother owns the other. So, you know, thank God I'm not like 12 anymore. I get grounded for, by whoever's team loses anyways. But, anyways, Wind Attack and the Shinobis, Jim Holt's senior squad, Lila Geyser squad. Let's get a look at the lineups.
What they did is this a movie? Attack the Leaf Villages where my crew be. What is it like to be a shinobi? My ninjas feel you for your filming. Gotsuki.
So here we go. Monkey Ball leading the way for the Chicago Wind Attack, and it's F3 out there first for San Francisco. Game on, F3 down, 5-0 Chicago. And that brings out Black Bullet 1, one of the best defensive cars in the league, out there against Monkey Ball. And Monkey Ball getting some good offensive chances. He is a smash mouth offensive car. That is something to keep in mind. And he gets a flip there. So, well, not Monkey Ball, but Black Bullet 1 did. Because he's a good defensive car. Anyways, lightweight defense now all out on the field. Highlight out there for the Chicago Wind Attack. Black Bullet 1 out there for San Francisco. Black Bullet 1 was able to tie this game up at 5 apiece. Now battles with Highlight here. Two cars with pretty much an identical style, and Black Bullet 1 goes down. 10-5, Chicago in the lead. So now enter Spectite Jr. About to call him just Spectite. No, that guy's on hustle. But nonetheless, we continue here, folks, despite my blunders. Spectite Jr. out there for the San Francisco Shinobis, trying to tie it up at 10 here. Highlight going for the win. Of course, Spectite Jr. does have a little bit of a weight advantage. But nonetheless, Spectite Jr. is down there. Highlight with the good flip, and folks, the Chicago Wind Attack had the win. 15-5, the final score. The Wind Attack getting the win on the road here, taking down San Francisco for the W. Huge win for the Wind Attack. They definitely needed it. With Nashville getting their win, they can keep up the pace with the Nashville Nighthawks. And this is a tough loss for San Francisco with Portland's win. Portland effectively just tied San Francisco for points. For second place in the conference, or not in the conference, but in the division, in the Pacific Division. Not only that, San Jose now only sits 2 points behind both the Panthers and the Shinobis. So crazy, crazy stuff going on, but Chicago a good win there, 15-5, the final score. They get the win. Chicago goes to 11-3 on the season. San Francisco falls to 9-4, 0-2. And we look ahead for both teams. The Chicago Wind Attack on that March 28th game day, the next game day. Chicago going to have themselves, I think they are home on this game day. Am I right? Yes, they are home. Home against the St. Louis Twisters. As for the San Francisco Shinobis, on the road against the Houston Oilers. Some good stuff. But none of those games are on CDL Live. Next edition of CDL Live, the March 28th edition. New York Empire on the road against the Carolina Wildcats. That will be our first game. San Diego Lightning and the Phoenix Firebirds. That will be our middle feature. Two teams that have been going at it. Big rivals. EST 97, just like the league. Only fitting that they'd be on an edition of CDL Live here on our 20th anniversary. And then our main event, a little Northern Division showdown, big matchup between the Dayton Rebels and the Pittsburgh Destroyers. Pittsburgh will have the home side of the field. Should be a very entertaining game. They've been slumping as of late, and Dayton's trying to come off a very tough loss. And both teams trying to keep ahead of the Cleveland Wolves. And of course, Cleveland was able to actually move ahead of Pittsburgh today. So both these teams got Cleveland to worry about in the whole process of things. But of course, Cleveland has a bye on the March 28th game day. So keep that in mind. Both teams looking to take advantage of that. That being said, I'm James Holtz, owner and creator of the Car Demolition League. referee and everyone else, producer, whatever. Thanking you for watching, and until next time, folks, take care of yourselves, be yourselves, and peace.
I love LA. Big Dad, California, yes, still applies to me. Everybody got something to say. I'll take things on, I'll take things on, I'll take things on, I'll take things on, I'll play slicks, yeah, vacation.